Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain TXP and today is the 20th of July 2023 and unfortunately guys, there is not much movement so far as the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is concerned. The prices this week are relatively stable, which is a bit odd considering the fact that there's so much news surrounding Bitcoin Spot ETF. Now in today's episode guys, we're going to be talking about a potential US candidate, that is Robert Kennedy Jr. Now he's definitely a massive advocate of Bitcoin, and in one of the interviews he did actually state that if he does become the president of the United States, what he's planning to do is he's planning to back the US dollar with Bitcoin. Now to be honest guys, this would just be one of the best things to happen for Bitcoin, but unfortunately guys, I don't think that he might be the presidential candidate. He might not be able to debate as well, and we'll definitely go ahead and talk about what the news is all about. And guys, regarding Ethereum, we have two news. Now the first news guys is regarding Vitalik Buterin, and he has become an NFT, so we'll talk about some little drama. And unfortunately guys, OpenSea has definitely gone ahead and censored or taken off that NFT, so we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what that news is all about. And the second news guys is regarding endowment Ethereum address, which has resurrected $116 million. So it looks like the whale of Ethereum is definitely making a comeback. So definitely interesting news. And this guys, to be honest, is the power of open blockchain. Could this thing be possible, let's say with central bank digital currency or even cash? Definitely not. And guys, regarding Australia, we have some news as well, and the news is that the National Bank of Australia are restricting crypto payments, and that is to do because of a lot of scams that they have identified. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss that. And guys, listen, one thing which I often say in my Crypto and Coffee Day podcast, do not pay attention to any forecast, particularly regarding the price of Bitcoin. And Standard Chartered guys, they are predicting the price of Bitcoin to reach $120,000 by year-end 2024. Now mind you guys, early in the year, they definitely made a prediction, but looks like they have upped the prediction. And I very specifically remember guys that I did cover this news earlier in this year as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and look at what the news is all about. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Tea podcast, we're going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys is an accelerator program, and Brink has actually announced summer 2023 cohort for Web3 focused accelerator programs. So definitely positive news. And in today's episode, I'll go ahead and give you a detailed breakdown on what the companies are, the different industries that they represent. So absolutely positive and fabulous news. And the second news guys is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Saudi's Aramco venture capital arm is investing in an artificial intelligence startup called as Dirt. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about what that news is all about. So quite a lot of cover guys as usual in today's episode. So let's get started with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as we kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. They'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us. From the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies, we'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Shalhoub Group, a luxury retail and distributor which is headquartered in Dubai, are getting into the NFT game. And here's the deal, guys. They are not just getting into the NFT and metaverse space, they are going to be shaping the NFT metaverse and Web 3.0 space, which I believe is excellent not just for Dubai and UAE, but also for the global cryptocurrency community as well. And guys, Shalhoub Group's Web 3.0 sneaker brand called Soulmates revealed their first NFT collection on the 12th of April. Now what is really interesting is that it's called as Soulmates, so it's spelled as S for sugar, O for orange, L for Larry. Now instead of E, they have replaced it with Web3 and it is the number 3, mates.xyz. And guys, listen, Shalhoub Group has over half a century's worth of experience in luxury goods, and them getting into the NFT space is a massive deal. Now if you're a sneakerhead, you definitely need to check out soulmates.xyz. And once again, guys, the number is 3 instead of an E. It has all the information, and in the show notes below, you'll get all the information. And listen, guys, if you want to be an early adopter, you can also pre-mint it at www.premint.xyz/soulmates. So definitely check it out. And they have a Discord community as well. And guys, Nick, who is the head of corporate innovation at Shalhoub Group and also the co-founder of Soulmates, has a WhatsApp group where he constantly provides updates in the area of NFTs, Metaverse and Web 3.0. So guys, check out soulmates.xyz and be part of the Soulmates OG NFT that is definitely going to shape the industry. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs, and these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you're taking care of that, as I mentioned earlier, guys, there's not much movement going on this particular week, particularly to the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and it is a bit strange that the global cryptocurrency market is relatively flat or relatively stable or stagnant. And as of today, guys, the 20th of July, the global cryptocurrency market is at $1.21 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 1.25%. Now, the total cryptocurrency market volume, guys, is still ridiculously low at $30.13 billion, and since the last 24 hours it is down by 9.63%. The volume of DeFi, guys, is absolutely horrendous. As a matter of fact, it is exactly at $2 billion, and DeFi, guys, is accounting for 6.64% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And listen, guys, what I plan to do is I plan to release an episode of series called as Why Web 3.0 Sucks. And in that series, guys, I'm definitely going to give out more detailed explanation on what is going on so far as the volume of DeFi is concerned. And look, guys, we talk so much about decentralized finance. Unfortunately, guys, the fact is that people are just not using it. We talk so much about self-sovereign identity. We talk so much about privacy. Now, these talks, guys, are just marketing tools for startups and CEOs and CTOs to get more funding from hedge funds, accelerators, and so on and so forth. So what I plan to do is maybe have a different name for the Web 3.0 series. Maybe I will talk about the limited use case of Web 3.0 or some of the challenges that Web 3.0 is facing. Now, if you do have any suggestions regarding the series on Web 3.0, where I actually talk about why Web 3.0 is hype, mention them in the comments below. Now, if you look at the total value logged, guys, it is at $44.28 billion. And out of this $44.28 billion, guys, Lido is still dominating with $15.02 billion. And unfortunately, guys, the decentralized exchange to centralized exchange dominance has drastically gone down since the last 24 hours. So really, I'm not sure what is going on. Or could it be possible that yesterday the volume definitely picked up pace and today it is back to normal? Definitely not looking good. And as of today, it is at 13.55%. And guys, listen, DeFi is only accounting for 6.64% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And to be honest, guys, ever since the news regarding Bitcoin spot ETF broke out, I was under the impression that that would actually gaslight the volume in DeFi. Unfortunately, guys, that has just not happened. Now let's look at the 24-hour volume of DeFi protocols. The number one is Uniswap, and its 24-hour volume is $880.94 billion. PancakeSwap is number second at $345.21 million. Core Finance, guys, at $141.78 million. Balancers at $93.64 million. And finally, Maverick Protocol, guys, is at $77.8 million. And listen, guys, in order for DeFi to go mainstream, this number has definitely been 5 times or maybe even 10 times than what it currently is. And even then, the volume of DeFi will be roughly around $20 billion. And to be honest, guys, that is still ridiculously low, considering the fact that if you look at the transactions that are taking place in fiat currency, the volume of DeFi is not even comparable. Now, guys, let's look at the volume of stablecoins. And once again, guys, the volume is ridiculously low, and it is accounting for a high percentage. The volume of all stablecoins is $26.97 billion, and it accounts for 89.53%. And yesterday, guys, in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I did talk about Aave Protocol that did actually launch a new stablecoin called as GHO. And in order for GHO to gain mainstream adoption, it's definitely going to take quite a few years. Now, out of this $26.97 billion, Tether USDT is accounting for $20.81 billion. Now listen, guys, could it be possible? Let's say if the SEC aggressively goes after Tether USDT, either let's say Binance BUSD or maybe GHO stablecoin by Aave Protocol definitely steeps up in momentum. Definitely possible, but I'm definitely hoping that thing doesn't happen. Now, Circle USDC's volume is $2.75 billion, followed by Binance BUSD, guys, at $1.64 billion. Now, guys, let's quickly look at the market cap, 24-hour trading volume, and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, Bitcoin's market cap, guys, is at $583 billion, and Ethereum's market cap is at $229 billion. Now, guys, next week, Jerome Powell will be announcing the interest rate hike. Now, he's going to be taking the numbers from CPI, that is Consumer Price Index, and based on that, he's going to decide if he's going to reduce the interest rate or if he's going to increase the interest rate hike. And because of that news, guys, I'm pretty much sure the market cap of Bitcoin and Ethereum will drastically be impacted. So what I'd really recommend you to do is look at the volume of stablecoins, most likely on the 25th or just few hours before Jerome Powell is making the announcement. Now, guys, let's quickly look at the 24-hour trading volume, because Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is not looking good, and it is only at $11.8 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $5.52 billion. The dominance, guys, of Bitcoin and Ethereum has been relatively consistent. Bitcoin's dominance is 48.30%, whereas Ethereum is at 19.01%. Now, since the last few days, though, because Ripple or XRP's dominance has picked up pace, the dominance has marginally gone down probably for Bitcoin, but other than that, the dominance of Bitcoin and Ethereum has been relatively consistent. Now, what I've been doing this week, guys, I've been looking at the fiat value for incoming token transfers from unique active wallets. And a few days ago, we looked at Ethereum, then we also looked at Solana, then we also looked at Binance BNB chain. And in today's episode, guys, we'll be looking at two blockchain protocols, that is VeChain, and the second one is Solana. Now, mind you guys, the numbers for VeChain are absolutely scary, which is a bit surprising considering the fact that they are one of the main sponsors for UFC, and I tend to watch UFC quite often, and to be honest guys, the numbers are absolutely ridiculous and scary. Now the number one protocol via dapradar.com shows that VEX exchange, and listen to this guys, the volume in terms of dollar amount is only at $22,000, and mind you guys, I'm looking at the fiat value of incoming token transfers from unique active wallets to decentralized app smart contract over a period of time, and I tried to double check this data thinking I was making a mistake. And to be honest guys, this number just gets crazier when you look at the third protocol. But before that, the second protocol is VRocket, and the volume in terms of dollar amount is roughly around $13,000. And the number third guys is World of V, and listen to this guys, in terms of dollar amount, it is only 287.2 cents. Absolutely appalling and scary. Now if you look at Solana on the other hand, the number one protocol is Sharky guys, and if you look at the dollar amount, it is $5.95 million. So definitely looks like I was looking at the right matrix, because when I was looking at these numbers, I was thinking maybe I'm making a mistake and maybe I'm not looking at things right. But then when I looked at Solana protocol and I also looked at other protocol, and looks like the numbers for VeChain is definitely ridiculously low. Now the second protocol so far as Solana blockchain is concerned is a protocol called Saber, and its volume so far as dollar amount is $5.5 million, followed by Marinade Finance at roughly around $704,000. Now in today's episode guys, I'm going to take a deep dive into what XLM is, or what Stellar blockchain protocol is. And mind you guys, if you know the history of Stellar, they are kind of like a competitor to Ripple or XRP, and they started it because there was some drama between the founders. So I'll definitely give out some information on what Stellar is. And Stellar, or XLM, is a peer-to-peer decentralized network created in 2014 by the Stellar Development Foundation, or the stellar.org, and the website guys to find out more information is stellar.org. And guys, the network officially launched in 2015 with the purpose of connecting the world's financial system and ensuring a protocol for payment providers and financial institutions. And the platform guys is designed to move financial resources swiftly and reliably at a minimum cost. And Stellar guys links people, banks, payment processors, and allows users to create, send and trade multiple types of cryptos. Now to be honest guys, I really am not sure how many people are actually using Stellar, let's say in comparison to Ripple or XRP. Now so far Stellar is concerned, the basis of the network guys is its digital currency called XLM or Lumens, and XLM guys acts as an intermediary currency for operations and is used to pay for transaction fees. And how it works guys is pretty simple. The protocol converts money in few seconds, first into XLM and then into a requested currency. And the Stellar payment protocol guys is based on distributed ledger technology, which is an open source development, community owned and distributed by community. And guys, the crypto asset of the Stellar platform helps with cross-border transactions, overcoming the problems of high fees and slow procedures. And XLM guys is more focused on assisting individual transfer of money than, let's say, with institutions. And because of this guys, Stellar offers access to financial systems, and people can send money at extremely low cost promptly all around the world. Moreover guys, Stellar serves as a decentralized exchange and marketplace with built-in order book that tracks ownership of Stellar assets, and platform users can manage, buy and sell orders, as well as select and set the preferred asset in settlements. And XLM guys is built-in coin that helps reduce transaction fees. And guys, the main network has a high level of security, and XLM holders must have at least one token in order to remain active on this network. And this nuance performs a global goal, that is the execution of network transaction efficiently and with minimal time cost as well. And also guys, more importantly, Lumen offers protections against flood attacks by making microtransactions too expensive for hackers with no chance of profit, which keeps Stellar network safe from serious threats as well. So the big question is guys, who is Stellar or XLM meant for? And it's so critical to understand that the target audience of Stellar is the inhabitant of developing countries, ordinary users who are provided access to global economy through fast, simple and inexpensive transactions. And Stellar network makes extensive use of Lumens to produce live conversions as well as to send cash in multiple currencies, and currency is sent from one peer and the recipient can receive the amount in another currency. And this feature guys is beneficial when a transaction is made between countries without widely traded pairs, And support for multi-currency transaction is another competitive advantage of Stellar, and the ability for cross-currency transactions has only enhanced processes within foreign operations. Moreover, guys, if you look at the speed, the stable speed and low transaction costs are a privilege that users can use. So listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information, what I definitely recommend you to do is go to stellar.org. But once again, guys, the project does look absolutely brilliant, but who are the actual users for it? Now, as of now, guys, Stellar or XLM, if you look at it via coin market cap, it is currently ranked at number 20, and the price is roughly around 16 cents. So it's going to be really interesting to see when the price of Bitcoin touches to the moon, what kind of an impact will it have on XLM or Stellar. So definitely really good protocol. Now, guys, let's discuss the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Now, the price of Bitcoin, guys, is at $30,022, and since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.89%, and since the last 7 days, it is down by 0.88%. And later on, guys, we'll discuss some news regarding Standard Chartered, and they are actually saying that by the year end 2024, the price of Bitcoin will surge to $120,000. So they do have a very strong and clear prediction. Now, so far as the price of Ethereum is concerned, it is at $1,908. Since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.70%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 2.03%. RippleNet or XRP is at 83 cents. And to be honest, guys, since the last 24 hours, it has definitely picked up pace at 9.24%. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 78.13%. Now, could it be possible that over the weekend, the price of XRP crosses the $1 mark? It definitely is possible, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see how Gary Gensler reacts to this news. Now, guys, let's discuss some really powerful information, and this is regarding one of the presidential candidate, that is Robert Kennedy Jr., and he has actually announced a bold plan to back the US dollar with Bitcoin and end Bitcoin taxes, and he said that during an interview on 19th of July, and the event was called as Heal the Divide PAC event. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to the link that I published on my article. You'll see that in the show notes below, because whenever he publishes any videos on YouTube, they often tend to block him, and he's been blocked on several social media channels as well. Now, this is a bit ironic, guys, because he's a Democrat, but his ideologies are definitely Republican. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see if he's able to debate in the US elections, because what he said is that backing the US dollar and US debt obligations with hard assets could actually help restore strength back to the dollar and rein in inflation and usher in a new era of American financial stability, peace, and prosperity. And these are unfortunately things, guys, that the extreme left-leaning administration definitely do not want. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, keep a track on his Twitter account. And Robert Kennedy Jr. recently had, if not one of the most powerful episodes with the #1 podcaster in the world, that is Joe Rogan, and he does talk about a lot of conspiracy theories going back to vaccination and quite a lot of other. Now, here's the interesting bit, guys. If Joe Biden does decide to continue his presidency in 2024, they might not even have a debate, and it'll be most likely Joe Biden versus President Donald Trump during the next year's election, and the debates will take place between them. Now, could it be a possibility, guys, that President Donald Trump does get re-elected in 2024, and Robert Kennedy Jr., which is from an opposite party, that is Democratic Party, turns out to be the vice president? I really am not sure if that is possible, but if that thing does actually happen, it'll be absolutely brilliant, not just for the US economy, but also for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency world as well. Now, guys, let's discuss some news regarding Standard Chartered Bank, and I'm pretty much sure, guys, that I did cover this news, and most likely, guys, it might have been in the first quarter of this year, and this news is kind of like an update, and they have forecasted that the price of Bitcoin will trade as high as $120,000, which is roughly around 93 British pounds, by the year end 2024. And this article, guys, is written by dailymail.uk. And mind you, guys, earlier in the year, what they said, that the price of Bitcoin will be $100,000 by year end 2024. And now Standard Chartered actually feels that the price of Bitcoin by the year end of 2023 will be $50,000. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this price prediction works. Now, mind you, guys, the Bitcoin spot ETF news can definitely trigger some definite high volumes, and to be honest, guys, the price predictions could be a possibility this time. But as I said, guys, all price predictions are 100% right 50% of the time. And Tim Draper, guys, he often said that the price of Bitcoin will actually touch $250,000 by year in 2022, and he was so confident, guys, stating that the price of Bitcoin will be $250,000 by year in 2022. And at that point of time, I'm pretty much sure the price of Bitcoin ended at roughly around $30,000, so definitely not ideal. Now, guys, let's discuss some news, And the news is regarding Vitalik Buterin becoming an NFT. And unfortunately, guys, this NFT was actually censored or taken off by OpenSea. So the news is that Vitalik Buterin's portrait from 2014 was auctioned as an NFT, and Cointelegraph guys actually reported that an image of Ethereum co-founder called Vitalik Buterin was actually taken back in 2014 and is being auctioned off as a non-fungible token or NFT. And the portrait, guys, is by a Canadian photographer called Andrew Miller, and he actually took the photograph before he actually became famous, and looks like he had this notion that Vitalik Buterin or his thoughts and ideologies could be something successful. So looks like Andrew Miller definitely took the photograph of Vitalik Buterin before he even became famous. And the NFT sale also celebrates the 10th year since Ethereum was created by sharing a portrait of the Ethereum founder that has not been sold before. And here's the interesting bit, guys. If you actually look at his photograph, he's kind of looking posh, he's wearing a shirt, and he's definitely looking smart. And what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to Google Images and look at Vitalik Buterin. When he met Prime Minister Narendra Modi from India, he literally had a pink t-shirt, and I'm pretty much sure the t-shirt had the picture of a unicorn, and that is actually what Vitalik Buterin is. And one thing to note, guys, is that the image of Vitalik Buterin is actually wearing a formal wear, a look that Ethereum founder does not regularly wear. And the NFT listing shared the story behind the portrait and how it came to be. And according to the listing, guys, Andrew Miller met Vitalik Buterin in Toronto before he became famous, and because the photographer believed in the young founder's vision, he wanted to do something to contribute to giving the young inventor a strong public image and marketability. Definitely funny stuff. Now guys, let's discuss another news, and that is to do with Ethereum once again. And guys, a wallet address containing pre-minted Ethereum worth $116 million moved its entire stash of 61,216 Ethereum to an address in Kraken exchange, which is if not one of the oldest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. And mind you guys, this particular address was actually dormant for 8 years. And what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, on Twitter, go to Whale Alert, because what they do is they automatically flag these transactions, and I'm pretty much sure it is a bot that is actually doing that. And what you can do is you can also validate this transaction via Etherscan as well. And this, guys, is the power of open blockchain. And Etherscan data does actually confirm that the pre-mined 61,216 Ethereum were transferred to a Kraken wallet, and that actually happened on the 18th of July at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this, to be honest, guys, is the power of open blockchain. Now, once central bank digital currency kicks in, I'm pretty much sure these numbers will only be available to centralized authority or people who are actually going ahead and managing the ledger. And also, guys, during the pre-mine period, Ethereum actually traded at $300 to $400 per Ethereum, placing the wallet's worth at roughly around $20 million. And 8 years later, guys, it is $116 million. But at its all-time high, when Ethereum was roughly around $4,000, it might have been roughly around $300 or $400 million. So definitely crazy world. Now, guys, let's discuss some news regarding Australia. And the National Australia Bank blocks payment to high-risk cryptocurrency exchanges. And what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, read through the official link. So what happened, guys, is that the National Australia Bank joined other major lenders in the country in blocking payment to some cryptocurrency exchanges. But to be honest, guys, there is a very solid reasoning for that, because the banking institution said it is introducing new customer protection regarding financial transactions with certain scam related to crypto platforms. And if you read through the article, guys, there are quite a lot of scams which has been identified, and the dollar amount of all scams equal to roughly around $118 million, or roughly around 270 million Australian dollars. Now, keeping that thing in mind, I'm pretty much sure the banks have to go out and take some action. And to be honest, guys, cryptocurrencies are notoriously used for scamming people as well. So if you look at it at a macro level, guys, these high-risk crypto transactions definitely will be flagged. Now, guys, let's discuss two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is about Brink, and they have announced summer 2023 cohort for Web3 Focused Accelerator program. So let me break down what this news is all about, because Brink announces 25 startups selected for its summer cohort 2023. And these startups span 5 Web3 verticals, that is DeFi, entertainment and loyalty platforms, gaming, healthcare and technology and infrastructure. And the cohort, guys, received over 700 applications from Web3 startups across 27 countries. And this is Brink's third Web3 cohort, and it reflects its commitment to blockchain innovation and a decentralized inclusive future. And startups, guys, were chosen based on the potential to make significant advancements in the industry, and the selected startups are at a pre-stage or at a seed stage at this point of time, and they will participate in a 12-week virtual accelerator program, and the program provides comprehensive support, mentorship, and resource to scale their growth, and diversity and inclusivity strategies will also be emphasized in this cohort, guys, and high-profile industry leaders including Briggs Gupta and Amniko Brands, Robbie Young, and James Ho will mentor the cohort, and prominent investors and Web3 partners are part of the mentoring program. Now, mind you guys, Brink's Web3 program is supported by industry partners including Amniko Brands and Zilliqa as well, and startups in the cohort include Finceptor, MC Square Finance, Zot spelled with a Z or Z, Bentley Records.io, Closure, AMG DAO, Cyber Syndicate, Golden Griffin, Clearcoat Labs, and the Clear is with a K, Lost Law, Lululand World, Union Avatars, Wild Meta Earth, Amino Rewards, Area Health, Grow Fitter, Metacare, PUML Better Health, Certified, and other companies evolved without an E at the end, iLabs, Newwit with double W, Supersite, and Top Tier Authentics, and Fincepticars is a platform for Web3 protocols to access token financing, and Bentley Records.io is an artificial intelligence powered music development program. So definitely powerful companies, guys. And one of the protocol that deals with music is called as Closer, and Closer is a platform for music artists to sell experiences directly to fans. And AMG DAO, guys, is an AI platform that co-creates with game communities, and PUML Better Health incentivizes health habits through gamified challenges, and the cohort, guys, will prompt diversity and inclusivity for a decentralized future, and Brink's Accelerator program aims to advance technology-driven solutions in blockchain and peer-to-peer networks, and the startup, guys, will receive guidance on building new business models and promoting creative innovation, and Brink's Web3 program is partnered with industry leaders like Fasang, Protocol Labs, and OliveX. So definitely powerful news, guys, and news such as this definitely puts Dubai at the front page so far as Web3 adoption is concerned. Now, guys, let's discuss the second news, and this is all the way from Saudi Arabia. And the news, guys, is that Saudi Aramco's venture capital arm invests in artificial intelligence startup called as Tendered. So let me try to break down what this news is all about, because Saudi Arabia, guys, is definitely making quite a lot of news in the artificial intelligence space, and Saudi Aramco's venture capital arm called as Wa'id Ventures has invested in artificial intelligence startup called as Tendered, which actually specializes in AI technologies for heavy industries like constructions and logistics, and Tendered's platform offers AI-generated insights to increase efficiency and reduce carbon emissions in industrial operations. And this news was officially mentioned via Twitter as well, and Tendered, guys, is backed by top investors including Y Combinator, Peter Thiel, Beko Capital, and Dynamo Ventures. And guys, you should know that the global climate tech market is expected to reach $20.34 billion in 2023 and $182.54 billion by 2033, growing at about 25% annually. And the International Energy Agency calls for doubling renewable energy investments to over $4 trillion by the end of the decade to achieve the net zero emission target by year-end 2050. And clean energy investment, guys, is expected to rise slightly over $2 trillion based on current policy settings worldwide. And I'm pretty much sure, guys, that Larry Fink and BlackRock is behind all of this. Now, so far as the news regarding Tendered is concerned, with Wa'id Ventures investment, Tendered aims to solve industrial operations and contribute to a greener and more sustainable future. And Wa'id Ventures was established in 2013, and it is currently a $500 million venture capital firm promoting economic diversification in Saudi Arabia by investing in high-growth tech startups, and startups in the Middle East, Africa, Pakistan, and Turkey raised $7.2 billion through 1,473 deals in 2022. And guys, FinTech did actually lead both funding and number of deals in the region, with funding reaching $2.25 billion across 351 deals in 2022. Now, to be honest, guys, I'm trying to see where blockchain and cryptocurrencies will actually fit in this particular news. Now, so far as blockchain and cryptocurrency are concerned, maybe blockchain and cryptocurrencies can play a crucial role in climate tech market by facilitating transparent and secure carbon credit trading and emission reducing tracking. What are your thoughts, guys? And blockchain technology can enable traceability and immutability of data, ensuring the integrity of sustainability related information. And so far as cryptocurrencies are concerned, maybe they can be used to incentivize green behavior through tokenized rewards and incentivize investments in renewable energy projects. And so far as DeFi is concerned, guys, maybe DeFi platforms built on blockchain can offer new funding opportunities for green projects bypassing traditional financial intermediaries. What are your thoughts, guys? And smart contracts, guys, can automate carbon credit transactions, reducing administrative overhead and promoting greater participation in emission reduction efforts. And tokenization of green assets, guys, can improve liquidity and attract a broad range of investors, promoting the growth of renewable energy markets. And collaboration between climate tech companies and blockchain projects can definitely foster innovative solutions to address sustainability and challenges effectively. What are your thoughts, guys? Do you agree to it or do you disagree to it? Now, to be honest, guys, it's so critical that we truly understand the limited nature of blockchain technology. Now, granted, guys, blockchain is a trustless system, but if you look at TPS or transactions per second, that is an area definitely need to be researched upon. And that's about all, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB for the 20th of July. And in case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Roy who asks, do you think NFTs will make a comeback this year or later in the year in 2023? Now, to be honest, Roy, I highly doubted if NFTs will actually make a comeback. Now, earlier this year, the volume, or so far as the transactions is concerned, in NFT and across NFT marketplaces definitely went down, but few days it definitely rocketed up. Now, unfortunately, Roy, I do think that the hype of NFTs has definitely died down, and all the NFTs that were sold, let's say by CryptoPunk or Bored Ape Yacht Club, they have definitely made millions, but at the same time, people have lost millions, if not billions of dollars. And to be honest, Roy, I definitely do feel that all craze regarding NFTs has definitely died down. And at the start of this year, that is in January, there was massive hype about ordinal inscriptions that have NFTs on Bitcoin blockchain, and that is definitely picking up pace. But to be honest, you can't make a lot of money out of that, let's say in comparison to NFTs. But one of the craze that I've noticed, Roy, is that all the hype regarding NFTs has been shifted toward artificial intelligence. And my personal opinion, Roy, is that unlike NFTs, artificial intelligence definitely has some use case. Now, could it be possible that you can use artificial intelligence to create NFTs? That is definitely taking place. But to answer your questions, I don't necessarily think that NFTs will make a comeback. Now, what I do feel that every now and then, you'll definitely see some NFTs which is sold for millions of dollars. And to be honest, a few months ago, even Pepe definitely made quite a lot of news as well. But unfortunately, I don't think the hype will continue, and most likely the hype regarding artificial intelligence might just stay for the next few years. And as and when mainstream adoption of artificial intelligence is in place, the hype regarding NFTs will definitely die down. And one trend, which I've always observed, that these are hypes and cycles. And I recently had an interview with Web3 TV, and in that I did actually mention the different narratives that I've seen right since 2013. Now, when I got introduced to Bitcoin, the narrative back then was Bitcoin is an internet money or scam money. And that narrative gradually changed to blockchain, not Bitcoin. And during the 2016 to 2017 era, it was all about centralized exchanges. And then we had the whole ICO era. And to be honest, all the hype that you see regarding NFTs, all that hype was regarding ICOs. And people were raising so much of funds during the 2017 ICO era. Followed by that, Roy, one of the biggest hype that I did actually see in the cryptocurrency space was that of DeFi. And to be honest, that is one of the reasons why I'm actually looking at DeFi protocols. That hype regarding DeFi has died down, and that hype was followed by NFTs. And unfortunately, after the NFT hype, it was everything about metaverse. And now what I'm looking at is, I'm hardly finding absolutely any news regarding NFTs or even about metaverse. And right now, the narrative that is going on, Roy, is about artificial intelligence. But to answer your question, I definitely don't think that NFTs will be making a comeback in 2023. Most likely, there might be some news that does make a lot of headlines, maybe even in mainstream media, but other than that, I definitely don't think NFTs will be a massive deal. And that's about all, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain TXP. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaintxp.com. Check out my website www.blockchaintxp.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee Date, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And how the series of episodes in the Crypto and Coffee Date works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice weekend ahead. Bye-bye.